Hey friends, I am going to assume that you clicked into this video because you either love marshmallow fragrances or you want to explore that category. I have some good ones for you. Most of these are ones that we know of that have been out on the market for a while. There are maybe one or two newer ones. And I first want to start off with talking about two of the sort of OGs in this category that I think kind of paved the way for the marshmallow madness. Before I do that, I fell down the marshmallow rabbit hole here in early 2025 into the spring as I got really heavy into what I would call floral gourmand types of fragrances, fragrances that aren't overtly edible and dessert like, but have some of those qualities and also have some florals in them. And there are a lot of those fragrances that also have marshmallow notes. So if I've chosen a fragrance for this video, it is because marshmallow is a dominant note, not just somewhere up in the structure, not lingering in the corner of the pyramid somewhere. We're talking about a marshmallow note that is noticeable, pronounced, and a primary actor in the play that the fragrance gives the world. All right, so let's talk about first Love Don't Be Shy from Kilian, which everyone knows to have, I believe it's orange blossom and marshmallow. And some people think that it's sugary sweet, too airy, too fluffy, and other people really love that. I don't own that fragrance. I have a travel spray of it, and I have a fragrance that's very close to it that I don't have in this video, but I want to give that one props for sort of leading the way in the marshmallow craze. The other fragrance that I think is lesser known, unless you are deep into fragcom, is by Kyse, the perfume house, and the fragrance is called Delizia de Marshmallow, which is probably the most realistic marshmallow scent out on the market in terms of like the smell when you first open a marshmallow bag and you get that whiff of sugary, fluffy, airy sweetness. That fragrance smells identical to that. So they are not featured in this video, but I did want to give both of those a thumbs up and, just give them a little bit of shine as the ones that led the way. I'll share my favorite ones here in a minute, or at least the ones that I currently have in my collection and am enjoying. But I'd also like to hear from you. What is your favorite marshmallow fragrance? Tell us down in the comments, like the not to be missed marshmallow scent. I'll start off with my very, very favorite from the bunch that I'm going to talk about today. Like, if I had to forsake all others on the table and just grab this one as my favorite marshmallow scent, might be a little bit of a surprise, but I've been rocking hard and heavy with this one for the past few years. This is from Commodity and it is Milk Plus. So I love this one over the regular milk and I forget what it's called, like the personal space milk. Commodity does the three versions of any fragrance based on their strength and projection. This one is more creamy to me, which is why I love it, but it definitely has a pronounced fluffy, marshmallowy, sweet, sugary aspect to it. And I feel like that marshmallow is accompanied by this deep, almost like sticky, ooey gooey, sweet creaminess to it, as well as a woody background. Those are the primary features for me. Other people pick up spices in this fragrance. I can't say that I pick up a lot of that. For me, it's primarily marshmallowy, creamy, woody goodness. It projects, it lasts a long time. It is one of the coziest scents in my collection. I love it. It's like the sweater weather version of me in a bottle. People love this or dislike it, so definitely try this first, but I can't speak highly enough of this. And I'm looking forward to trying the new Milk Orchid that will be released from Commodity, which, if I'm not mistaken, does that have a marshmallow note or am I making that up? I am making it up. It's got coconut and almond blossom and milk. And so maybe those will give us something marshmallowy. But my top choice, if you just want to stop the video here and go try this one out, I would say do that. By the way, everything will be linked down in the description box if you're interested in exploring these fragrances. My favorite commodity fragrance overall, hands down, Milk Plus, Ride or Die. Lovely fall and winter scent, beautiful. So then another real sweetheart in the marshmallow category that is beloved in Fragcom. This has a long name, but we just call it Princess. It's I Don't Need a Prince by My Side to Be a Princess by Kilian in the newer bottle. This originally came out in like a round bottle that sat in a square, like cube base. And this one is lighter, fluffier, and maybe closer to the skin, not quite as projecting and long lasting as Milk Plus at all, and it's airier and lighter than Milk Plus, which is a denser, creamier, woodier fragrance. This one is light and fluffy. It has ethereal qualities to it. If you think about fluffy musks or clouds that are really light and wispy, that gives you a sense of the sort of texture of this in the air. The primary notes are marshmallow, a ginger note, and a matcha tea. And I swear that this has musk and vanilla in the base. Like my nose picks that up heavily on this one. well, heavily in a light way because the texture of this fragrance is light, wispy, airy, very princess-like. It reminds me of tutus, like that kind of like fluffiness to tutus that you wear as a ballerina. It reminds me of princess rooms and all things pink and creamy in the room in terms of the decor, that kind of aesthetic. And so, on days when you're wanting to feel cozy but pretty, inoffensive with a scent that has a little bit of sweetness to it and a lot of character, but in a very light way, Princess might be a good choice for you. I think it's like one of those virtually universally appealing scents. Like not every scent is for everyone, but this one is, I think, very well loved and liked by many in the community. Another beloved marshmallow scent in the community, this is a fragrance that when it first came out got some critique for not being long lasting. I don't really have longevity issues. I mean, it's not one that takes me into the evening, but it definitely gives me a good half a day or more wear and sometimes will take me through the whole day. This is Oriana from Parfums de Marly in this beautiful fuchsia bottle. This one, in addition to the marshmallow, has a raspberry lightness in it, similar to another one that I'm going to talk about here. The raspberry is on the fluffier end rather than like a dense juiciness, but you do get that sort of slight fruity aspect. There's a little bit of a citrus hint, and it has this musky base. I would swear that there's some vanilla, although I don't see that in the note pyramid here. But the overall effect is this very fluffy, slightly fruity scent that is primarily marshmallow and that light, wispy, fruity nature with a musky base. Some people describe this as being like airy whipped as well. And I think it's very feminine, very pretty. Kilian Princess would be the cozy sweater weather version of a marshmallow scent when you wanted to stay indoors with your cowl neck, turtleneck type of sweater on by a window, being pretty and, smelling good with your book or something like that. Oriana is maybe like the summer dress version or garden party version of a marshmallow scent because of that raspberry note. The muskiness has a little bit more lasting power than Princess from Kilian and will be noticed more. And I think it's just a very pretty scent overall. For those of you that like really overt in your face gourmands, you might enjoy Heavy Cream from Phlur. I ended up getting the big travel spray. Not travel spray, excuse me, the big spray, body spray. I don't know that I needed this. I should have probably gotten a smaller one. This is a pretty heavy fragrance. It's called Heavy Cream. Definitely heavily gourmand. It has, for sure, some edible notes in it. The notes here are lemon sugar, marshmallow, and orange, jasmine, coconut cream, and bretellide, which is like a musky, a soft, almost like powdery musky scent, vanilla mousse, salted caramel, whipped cream. Primarily, it's whipped cream, marshmallow, coconut goodness. Some people will interpret the coconut as caramel and the caramel as coconut. For me, it's a little bit more coconutty than caramelly, but both are present here. This is fluffy. It's called heavy cream. So it's fluffy while having this heavy, creamy base to it. It can be a little bit cloying and obnoxious. So you have to really enjoy those like in your face gourmand types of fragrances that are almost nauseatingly sweet. I find this to be very sweet, although it has some fluffy nature to it. And so that keeps it from being like super dense and overly cloying. So primarily for me, like a whipped marshmallow nature to it, that coconut cream, vanilla mousse, absolutely, and an overall fluffy, musky base. And together gives you this pretty heavy fragrance with this like airiness to it, if that makes sense. So then let's talk about two Kayali fragrances. I think there are three that have pronounced marshmallow notes. The third one I did not choose because these two are more pronounced to me. And one is Yum Bougie Marshmallow in this beautiful, oh, it looks like the color of my nails. This beautiful light nudie pink bottle, which I think is just brilliant in terms of the marketing. The key notes, freesia, strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. This is actually giving me a little bit of Oriana as I'm sniffing it, except it has more of this candied fruitiness to it. There's definitely like this berry nature, like a sweet berry nature, whereas the raspberry in Oriana is airier and like fluffier. Here, it's a little bit more pronounced. I didn't quite get that when I first tried it. So this has been sitting with me in my collection for several months now, and I picked that up more now than I did originally. Definitely has that sort of whipped nature to it. It does smell how the bottle looks. Pink, marshmallowy, sweet. I also in the dry down get a slight hint of smokiness. Not sure if anyone else picks that up, but that's in the deep dry down. Overall, it's a very pleasant, girly fragrance and smells how the bottle looks. Pink, marshmallowy, candied in some ways, very sweet. Think of like strawberry candies and how they taste in your mouth. This fragrance gives you a light sense of that. The other is one of my favorite Kayali fragrances, Yum Pistachio Gelato. Here, the notes are pistachio gelato, hazelnut, sweet rum, whipped cream, marshmallow, and cotton candy. So this one, I think I put in maybe as an honorable mention in the powdery fragrance video that I did earlier in the year. It does have some powdery aspects. This is such a hard fragrance to describe because it is unique to me. It almost smells like it has a nutty accord, has a creaminess to it, a whipped nature, this sort of like marshmallow cloud. The marshmallow here is on the thicker end. In fact, it leans almost as thick as what you see in Milk Plus from Commodity. Not light and airy like the Princess one is, but it still has enough of a whipped nature that it doesn't feel super duper heavy as a fragrance. Like Milk Plus can feel heavy. Heavy cream might feel heavy to some folks. This one stays like cloud-like in some ways, ethereal in nature, nostalgic. Like it has this nostalgic quality to it that makes you think about childhood, at least makes me think about childhood. It's sweet, it's nutty. Oh, it has hazelnut. Maybe that's where I'm getting the nutty accord from. I never put two and two together. I just adore this. It feels like a cloud-like dream on me when I wear it. It's one of those like Calgon Take Me Away fragrances. I can't get enough of this. For those of you that can tolerate aromatic notes, I would strongly suggest trying out Marshmallow and Lavender by Banana Republic. These are on So Avant-Garde and they go on sale frequently, and so you can get this for pretty much a steal. This is very largely musky marshmallow. It has a very soft lavender sort of ribbon running through the fragrance. I don't find the lavender to be super pronounced and prominent, but it's there. So those of you that are averse to lavender as a note will not enjoy this. And then that musky sweet marshmallow is sitting on this bed of vanilla, again with that sort of lavender backdrop or side player as an accompanying note here. I wish that this were a different color. I wish that it was maybe like a creamy color like you see in this floral part of the dress, maybe even like a creamy color with some brown tones in it. Trying to look around to see. Heck, it could have even been in a color like the Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. Anything other than this mustard color, which I think is just a bizarre choice. But the fragrance itself is quite delightful, particularly for late summer evenings, early fall as a transition scent, as a sweater weather type of fragrance. So long as you enjoy lavender, that's the warning on this one. Because it is there. You will smell it. Maybe one of my favorite purchases of the year, and if it were in a different bottle and lasted longer, might become a signature scent for me because I love the profile that much. It is pricey, and I am sorry that it is pricey, but oh my gosh, is it beautiful. This is Marshmallow Musk from IRFE. So I've joked around about this bottle. I won't get into it. Yes, I will. It looks like a little toddler with the arms up, like a little baby wanting mommy to come pick it up. So I don't know if that's cute or repulsive. I'm not quite sure. This is a 50 ml bottle and it is pricey. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay. Give you a little fire marshal bill. One of the most exquisite scents that I have put my nose on this year. In fact, if it came out this year, it would be in my top releases of the year. I think it came out last year, 2024. This is exquisite, divine, decadent, floral, marshmallow, vanilla scent. It is everything that I want to smell like these days. I think it is beautiful, one of the most balanced, beautiful scents. It has this fluffiness from the marshmallow, a slight like sugary sweetness to it without going deep into gourmand territory. It's got a delicate white floral, almost like this creamy, delightful, musky surround. And I just can't get enough of it. I find the scent absolutely intoxicating. The challenge is the price for the size is a little outrageous, and the bottle design is not my favorite. And it also doesn't last very long. You may get a few hours, maybe 3 or 4 hours. Perhaps some of you get more. And then I find that it gets very, very soft, and some people find it nearly undetectable. So that is a criticism of it. But oh my gosh, is this one of the most worthwhile, beautiful, soft, ethereal, feminine, beautiful scents. I said beautiful twice. Maybe I should say the third. Super beautiful. If you enjoyed Printemps Blanc and that kind of family of fragrance, this is a stunner and will probably be a slam dunk for you. But get a sample first, see if you enjoy it before you splurge because it is mega pricey for what it is. All right, I need my Disney fans to step forward. You do have to be a Disney fan to enjoy this fragrance. This is from House of Sillage, and it's the beautiful little Minnie Mouse. I have, I think, most of the Mickey and Minnie fragrances. I don't have the newest release. I think it's called Friends of Mickey that has the sort of green top with the golfing Mickey and Minnie on top. I haven't gotten that one. This one is somewhat similar to Oriana in that it has that raspberry note, vanilla, and marshmallow as the primary players. The difference is that this is even lighter than Oriana, which can have more of a presence. This one is, slightly projecting off of the skin, a very sort of ladylike or maybe girl-like fluffy fragrance. It feels like it's airy and whipped. If you've tried Wonder Woman from this house, it's got that same kind of texture to it, that it's light and airy and whipped. But this one could easily be named Princess if it wasn't in this bottle because it has that sort of light, airy, girly quality to it. Fruity, sweet, vanillic, and it's just delightful. And I just adore this bottle so much. I'm a big Disney fan, quite the fanatic. And so, I just love those. So then maybe the strongest fragrance that I have to recommend for you if you've stayed till the end. This was also, I believe, in my powdery fragrance video that I did earlier this year, but it also deserves to be here because marshmallow is the dominant note that gives this fragrance its powderiness, I believe. And that is from Franck Boclet. It's called Sugar. And oh my God, it is a powerhouse of a fragrance. It is heavily sweet and floral, and it's not like a gourmand sweet. There's a honey note in the fragrance. I can't tell you that I really detect honey itself, but I definitely detect some sweetness and like a thickness. This has got a lot of body, yada, yada, a lot of oomph to it. In fact, as I'm sniffing this, it would be okay. Stick with me here, as though marshmallow musk had an atomic version. Like if we wanted to amp up marshmallow musk to the 10th degree and make it nearly obnoxious, but not quite yet, we might come up with something like sugar. This is less refined than marshmallow musk. It's got a little bit more of edge to it, if you will, a little more edgy of a fragrance. This one also has more pronounced florals. While it's both sweet and warm, it has a cool, almost metallic aspect to it that makes it really interesting. I wish I could tell you where to get samples. I'll try to look that up and link it below. But if I can't, I hope that you can pick this up on the gray market if you're interested in it. It definitely has this sort of powdery nature to it as well. It's like a dense powderiness. If you think about the weight of powder, powder usually we associate with like being light and thrown in the air. Imagine if powder had this real density to it. This is like a dense, powdery, marshmallow, vanillic, floral, slightly sweet, slightly cool fragrance that is long lasting. It will make its presence known. Please don't spray a lot. If you do try this, a couple of sprays will take you through the whole day, and it envelops you in a cloud of marshmallow, musk, and florals, and touches, like I said, touches of sweetness and touches of coolness at the same time. Sugar by Franck Boclet. That's the lineup for today. I'm interested to hear what marshmallow scents you might recommend. I will be looking for Juliet Has a Gun Powder Love. I mentioned that in a new releases video that I have my eye on. The video was called Take My Money. Just grab my wallet and add all this stuff to cart. I also learned in that video, someone left a comment that that fragrance, Powder Love, is going to be an exclusive to a website that is overseas. And so we might not be able to get it in the States. I will probably figure out a way to get that fragrance in my hands because it's called Skins and they don't ship to the US. I'm not familiar with that retailer, but I've got my eye on that one that has a marshmallow note in it, if I remember correctly, as well as Donna Born in Roma Ivory, I believe, has a huge, I said huge like I've smelled it, but it's supposed to have a marshmallow note, if I remember correctly. So that one I also have my eye on to add to cart. Maybe there are others. And don't forget to let us know your favorite marshmallow fragrances, especially if they weren't recommended in this video. Let us know below so we can try them all as we continue to fall deeper down the marshmallow rabbit hole. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you in the next video. Take care, friends.